It's the same way like these rough hands did out there on that street corner. The community has been held hostage by a few elite politicians. Right? And the shame of it is, the very people who are affected by this are so blind, deaf, and dumb that they can't even begin to fathom what's going on. Remember, I shared a joke a few times back that a brother shared with me, and I took it as a joke. But when I saw the cold-blooded reality, the right and exactness of what he was saying, that's a dang. The brothers showed me a very simplistic identification and when to realize that your community is getting ready to be ran over and taken over. He said, when you see them start putting bicycle lanes in your communities, that means they're coming. On their way. Because the bicycle lanes ain't for us. Most of us ain't riding no bicycle. I see riding communities like who riding down the bicycle lanes? People of color. Caucasians. Most of us is in our SUVs and whatever it is we in, and we going about our business. This is their move or their mode of operation. What I'm trying to say is that there's a vital need for someone within a conscious contact of reality to address this thing. Like I said, it's being addressed by a few little groups, but nobody is really taking this thing to the head like it's supposed to take. Because the bottom line is, we being bought out of our own communities. See, and I ain't going down south. I ain't got no plans to go down south. I don't have a problem with down south, go visit, but I'm not there. And I know there's many brothers like me. So I'm saying that we need to start identifying this creature that's becoming so much a part of our reality that, like I said, the people to whom is being affected have not even an iota of what's going on. So this is why I keep saying to you all that we have to become more politically astute. And it don't have to be a major move. It just has to be a simple move, like when Black Family, Universal Black Family first came on the mainstream and we first made our appeal. We was something we don't do as much as we used to be. And for that I'm truly not too happy, but I'm going to get back to the group. We used to attend certain community board meetings. Because just our presence there, just your mere presence, you'll be surprised how much your presence in a certain arena makes people have to start thinking things over. But with your absence, the playing field is wide open. You're good to go. If you're not there to question certain things about your own welfare, the welfare of your family, till it's all over, what good of it? These arenas are there not just for the Caucasians. The Caucasians working to such of a good degree that they get all the benefits. Not only the Caucasians, you got the Asians, you got the Mexicans, last ones to come in. Everybody is inclined to have some kind of a political structure. I mean, a structure to the sense where when you need to have something said, you can say it. That's right. You can say it and be heard, because there's times you can say things, but ain't nobody listening. You're right. Say it and be heard. So, what's the difference between the saying and the hearing? Real simple. Representation. And I've come to realize that representation don't always got to be an elected official. Huh? Why I say that? Because I roll up on anybody, everybody that speaks truth. That goes for Bloomberg, that goes for Ray Kelly, that goes for Joe Klein. Anybody that's in hearing distance. You know what they, you know how fast they say sound? might not be too popular. The truth is a lie. But what I'm trying to say, man, for us, we have to become, keep saying it, keep saying it, man, I mean it from my heart. We don't begin to accept our responsibilities within the community that we are living in. Accept the responsibilities and recognize our position within those communities. We have no one to blame when the hit the fan. Another thing that was brought to my attention that I need to share with you all about our physical welfare and our physical being, especially here in Medina. We are, and we have been always known as warriors of the people. And in that, I remember a brother saying one time, he said among us, there wasn't no fat 5%. There were never fat 5%. We were healthy, we were structured, but you didn't have fat and obese 5%. Of course, one of our regimentality of our dietary, some of the other things that we were connected with. There's a need for those of us who are not taking care of ourselves, physical level, to start doing something. We need to start exercising. We need to start looking into whatever little bit of exercise we can find for ourselves, to do for ourselves, to start bettering our physical condition. Because a lot of us are overweight, and if the need comes for us to be on top of something, I'm not saying this to be judgmental or anything, because I too am beginning to become a little better with my regulation of what I'm doing with myself. And we as a group here in Medina, I'm saying Medina because this is where I know I can best get my point across. We have to begin to start watching what it is we're doing about. There's a need for us to start. Those of us who need to exercise, everybody really needs it. Because even some of the slimmest of us find ourselves having to use a muscle that hasn't been used in a while and get hurt up. That's right. Get all hurt up. I had to go to the hospital, go see the doctor, because we done took something out of position. So I wanted to share that with us in love and in care. That we need to start taking better care of ourselves and our children. Because the diet that's being taken in, man, is very important. It leads not only to obesity with high blood pressure, they call hypertension, cholesterol, and a very nasty one called diabetes. So I wanted to put that out on the floor so that we can embrace it, look a little close at it, and share with our brothers and sisters. What we need is a must. It's a must. And I'm not talking about what the Surgeon General said. I'm talking about what God done made born. God told us at the very beginning how to eat to live. Before Muhammad came forward, he was telling us how to eat to live. Right? So we have to begin to address this issue. A whole lot of issues. But we have to begin to address this issue among ourselves and with our people. Because remember, those people out there are our people. They're blind, they're deaf, and they're dumb. Bottom line, after I seen all those SUVs pass by me like that, I had to recognize those are my brothers. Savage as they are, ignorant as they are, brother telling me to F me and I'm telling them to F you. And I'm doing it in the name of God. I told them F you, that man is God. You take that, run with that, sucker. Hoping somebody, I don't know what I was dealing with, but I just felt it was something that was necessary. Nobody else was, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else was fessing up. I felt it was necessary. you know, this thing with this political agenda is very important. Very important. If we just start in a small way, I'd like to also give some recognition that the brother who's been a part of this school, we once knew him as Powell, but his name is now Hayes. He's been applied to the 16th Community Board here, Community Board 16. He's now a member, active member of Community Board 16. And I'll share that just to show that if Octavius could do it, we could do it, right? So I just wanted to just open that up to us. Still our cycle? Yeah.
Gentrification.
Yeah.
I first learned gentrification dealing with Fulton Street. And when you look
Downtown
at
here? Our Fulton Street?
in Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
And the way I learned it was that when they started gentrification, it's a temporary lockdown of the community.
Yes, sir.
And to lock down the community, first thing you have to do is lock down the foot traffic.
Lockdown what?
Lock down the foot traffic.
Okay.
So what Brooklyn decided to do was wall all the vendors off of that was their way of locking it down. The more they did on Fulton Street, the more I seen. When they took the vendors off of Fulton, the stores had a complaint. And their complaint was, these vendors are taking away business from our stores, which means we won't be able to survive and exist. So the city said, okay, we're gonna move all the vendors out. We're gonna outlaw vending on Fulton Street. We're gonna move y'all down to Albany and Fulton and put you in the lockdown area. Now remember, that's on the other side of the shopping district. So you're not gonna get that many people walking through there, especially in that lot that they put them in. Because you can barely even tell you have vendors in there. Now, what I started to see after they moved them off was, I thought a lot of the stores, I don't know what world I was living in, but I thought a lot of the stores on Fulton Street were black owned. But once they moved the vendors out, they cut down the foot traffic, they weren't making the business that they were making once before. So now what the streets have to do is come in and maintain the stores themselves. So you start seeing a lot of stores shutting down because they can no longer hire the brothers to put over that front anymore. You see the Jews at the register. So that's when I understood that in gentrification, first thing you have to do is stop people from walking through the street. And the way they do that is through vending. Then they took the same model that they used here in Medina and took it to 125th Street. They did the same thing, outlawed the vendors off of 125th Street. And now you start to see the actual people that run the stores. You start to see these Caucasians coming in because they can't afford to hire the blacks anymore. So that's when I started finding out that four of the major stores on 125th Street are owned by one company, Jimmy Jazz. He owned all the major stores on 125. And then, after they blew up 125, they brought them stores back into Medina on Fulton Street. Then I started learning a little bit more. Even though Jimmy Jazz started his success in Harlem, that's a Brooklyn-based company.
You know something else, brother? When they took the vendors off the street, they took the business off. Because those stores, not only they couldn't hire guys to run the store no more, and they had the management store themselves, but they couldn't meet the rent. They started shutting down. You know,
That's the signs of gentrification. When they shut down the whole neighborhood,
Let it
you
run
stand by.
Let it run down and they build it up.
Exactly. That's exactly. They let all the stores shut down. Then Jimmy Jazz came back into Brooklyn and opened up all his stores again on Fulton Street. So now he's able to get the stores at a cheaper rate than he would have if he had businesses there. Then they did another move to the black man, which I wasn't even aware of until one of my older brothers told me this. I was looking for a store, and he said, "Dog, you doing better than the way you working right now. If you move into a store, what they're gonna do is give you a year to get that store up and running, put in new appliances, put in new devices, and then they're not gonna renew your lease. Because you be able to fix the store up, and they can bring somebody else in at a higher rate to a brand new store that you already did the work to. And as brothers, when we move into these stores, this is what we do. We put all our life, sweat, and blood into this to make it work.
Yes, we do.
And we know we do.
Yeah.
And we know we're doing this. But then they come along and say, okay, nice store you did. I'm not going to renew your lease. And they move somebody else in there, and they get another brother that's willing to pay that high rent. And he comes in and starts looking around. I need to change this, I need to change this, I need to change this. And they do the same thing all over again. Okay, we give it to you. We need you to do a year trial basis. And we thinking, okay, show and prove time. I get in there, I show and prove, and I'm good to go. But he said, no, they're going to get in there, you're going to do all of this work. Then I'm going to move you out and move somebody else right in there too. There's no telling him it's over. That's why he stopped using the store. He sells from his truck now, from his truck. He'll pull up on you and go with you. So I understand the science, but I also understand the science of not giving up. And this is what we did as a people. When they started moving the vendors off, okay, we ain't gonna even bother look for it. Why? They too far down Fulton Street now. So I'm gonna go in this store where that vendor sat right in front of, and I'm gonna buy what I need. So now you put the black people out, and then we go to that famous line, buy black. Hold on, y'all made it where we can't afford stores. The only thing we can afford is a table on the sidewalk. And the city just moved inside of that. So anytime they see a black man making a few dollars, they're going to devise a way to shut it down. And that's what they did, even though we had groups going around trying to galvanize the vendors together, saying, look, old saying, they come for me tonight, you tomorrow. And we're not smart enough to say, if they shut this man down today, and we don't fight for him, then they're going to shut the rest of us down. Now, they just did that to Bobby Record Shack in Harlem. This brother's been in business for 40 years. 40 years. Sister came to us, and they're forming a coalition to fight them being shut down. And I told the sister, I understand what y'all doing, but I can't really fight that. Because we have another brother in Harlem called Seville. He owns the bar across from a law school. He owns the bar across from a law school and every other thing on that block. He owns. Now, a landlord would never come to this man and say, your lease is up, get out, like they did to Bobby. Bobby's been there for 40 years and never thought to buy the building he had his business in. He was satisfied with just selling the record. Selling the record. So now when they come and shut it down, and they want the vendors to back us, the vendors are looking at them like, you had a bad business plan for 40 years. And you followed that bad business plan. So now we're all looking at Seville. Okay, we understand what you're saying, Bobby, but we'd rather learn from Seville. Because now he owns the whole block. I went to this man and tried to get a store from him. He had no shame in his game in telling me, you can afford my rent. First thing he asked me is, what are you going to sell? All natural soap products. He said, no, you can't afford my rent. I only rent to drug dealers. Because they can afford to pay the rent, and they're not going to be there long. The city is going to come and shut them down. And he got his property back. And he's going to do the same thing again. Rent to somebody else. How long? What you doing? Okay, yeah, you got this. Now this is a store off the beaten path, and this brother wanted $3,500 a month to rent this place. And it wasn't nothing but a little front. That's all I had. It's smaller than your spot. This is about half the size of your spot. And he wanted that kind of money. But when he gave me his reasoning to it, no, I can't afford that. $3,500? No, I can't. In my business, I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm going to be there, man. He didn't like that. No, I don't need you here, man. I need you here for 3 seconds and go. we do that, when we look at gentrification, there's all different ways that they're gonna attack our community to get us to say, like the God said. South Carolina looked like a good idea. Because New York is to a point where it's not for a successful black man. And as I always tell brother, you can move to the South and do 10 times better than you were doing right in New York. The rent is going to be cheaper. People are going to be buying your products because they come and say,
Thank you.
so when we look at gentrification, it's more than just taking housing from us. Housing is the last part they're going to take. The first part they're going to take is the business. The second part is the street, like the God said, bike lanes everywhere. Not only bike lanes, they're petitioning for bike racks. We didn't need bike racks. Matter of fact, the brother pull up on the corner and lay that bike down and go in the store. White boys are paying $700 for the bikes. They're not laying nothing down. So they need bike racks. But we sit back and say, huh, move that bike over while I bring my truck through here. Not knowing that it's an ulterior motive, and then taking it step by step. I'll move your businesses out, now I'll move your people off the street, walk through Bed-Stuy at nighttime.
Yeah, no, I got off the train, I just recently moved back out of Medina. I got off the train, and I knew I got to the right stop. As I'm walking down the block, I said, hold up, I made a wrong turn somewhere. I see white people zooming up and down, walking through the street, it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I went upstairs, what's going on? And then I looked up and I seen every other block there was a police poster standing there, hiding in the corners. I was cameras too. Yeah, I was in shock. I was like, what's going on? And I started seeing young college kids, they got signs for rent, but they're the landlords. They're like 2019, but they own the house and they're renting out to people who can afford it. And I was amazed. I ain't know what was going on with this.
No, off of Murray Avenue, I didn't realize it until walking down Fulton, and I'm seeing Caucasians pulling food carts. I'm seeing them pulling laundry. So that told me that they're not just shopping here, they're living here.
They enjoy it.
You know something?
But also, what happened, you gotta remember, there's a lot of things that took place that made them move back history. We had New Orleans, we had World Trade Center, and they had a big article in the Times around the time they started moving back. Not even across over the time. They said because of race and cheaper, and when they were demand, and when World Trade Center going to happen, a lot of them, they said, look, that's what they're doing. And y'all remember, I live in a block, I live in a block, and I was there, I was there, it was down the block. But now, guess what? I go out and been black all these years, over 40 years, 50 years, these 40, I know that for 40. Now, for my sister, like, outside the city, like, and what I realized, while I learned some beautification, because my son, he's in school, going up for a round table. Because of the They got a few of them that's doing it, they walk on this side, but not this. You know, in Flatbush, they got one where I live at, you know, they've been having it. It's real big, you know, it has everybody in there.
I sat in front of my store and I watched two people get tickets. One was beat up for riding his bike on the south. Speaking about what you said about the bike lane. And then I asked one of the ladies, I said, excuse me, you know, am I supposed to ride my bike in the street or on the sidewalk? He said, you can't ride on the sidewalk, you ride in the street. I said, but we don't have the bike lanes. You know, for the cars to differentiate, don't hit him or whatever, if he's in the right of way or whatever. You know, there's no bike lanes, but yet still you're giving out tickets. He said, we were told today to go out and give tickets to those who are riding bikes on the sidewalk. And we're going to keep doing it for some time. That's to reiterate what you had to say about that. There's another reason. You can redress that.
But, you know,
Yes. Because, like, for them to give out the tickets without having the proper, like, territory, like the bike lanes, there are no bike lanes where they're giving out these tickets at.
you know, that's what I want
No,
to
16 and older.
Right.
16 and older.
But you know something else?
16 and older.
You know, I'm just gonna do something. You know, that little bit of sex.
Yes. It's an infraction, that's what I'm trying to say. Look at the law. The first time they instituted that law was in the 20s. And there was no bike lane then. It was actually done. Then they fell off. But to fill a quota now that we used to, same thing, you spit on the sidewalk. You get it. Spit in the subway. There's certain things they don't have to apply themselves to. They're on the books. They're on the books, and they're gonna start applying themselves, be surprised. Walking through the subway cars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, on them bikes, we really set ourselves up for that because drug dealers started using bikes to get away from the cops. And we asked the cop out here about the same thing, about the age limit for riding on the sidewalk. He said 16. Why is that? Because the older children are slashing people with razors and getting away quicker on the bikes. So they had the reasoning for doing those stops. But the ultimate goal is to get your ID.
Yeah, money through.
Once I run a check on you, I might get lucky. If I don't, there's a ticket. So either way, I got you in the criminal system.
You know, I want to get back to the case. You know, we're looking at this here, we done this case. If you follow the rule, you're gonna find out. You know, that's why I don't get angry at nothing. As far as dealing with this, especially in the black community. We take that side, even crime. 90% of the businesses were black owned. And they told them. They set themselves up for that. Plenty of them. You understand? Here, we found you to get a building. And then they win with it. Then the people in the community will get angry. But you can't get angry if a foreigner comes into the community. When you got the first choice and you let it go. And that's what you gotta look at. You understand? We take for instance now, you know, let's go down to Peter Styles tonight. Brooklyn has a history. One time, the black man and woman was on the floor. And the European man was up in the inland. But because we were on the waterfront and controlled it through businesses and and European man started seeing how prosperous black people were in their business, they wanted a piece of it. So what they did was, they came out of Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, Flatbush, all the areas that were predominantly white and came to the court. Pushed the black man up in a single area, which is a historical landmark today, Wheatsville. That Wheatsville fits in Crown Ranch. Okay? Follow your history. You know, one time, black people couldn't come across Ocean Street. One time. And it's got a work pattern. Black people couldn't go into Flatbush one time if you didn't have a work pattern. In Brownsville was boxed in. One way in, one way out. You understand? So we gotta look at the history and how things are set. Once the first black man set his foot across Fulton Street, the European man moved out. Because he said the insurance went up high. There's reason to get away from black people. Now they're going to shout out into suburbs of state New York. You understand? Now the cost of living in New York is sky high, and it's too hard for them to commute. They get tired of paying the rich man's rate of gas. Because now they're talking about their poor. So they come back into the city. You understand? And they come right back into the same community they won't have. You gotta look at this. We allowed them back in because we take it upon ourselves to buy the building. Can't get angry at them, so we let them back in. All we can do now is try to get our own. Because you can't get angry at the Chinese man because he got a Chinese restaurant on every other block of the black community. Why? Because he let him in. And all you had to do was let one of his brothers and sisters with it. The Chinese people, they got a multitude of children. And they sponsor each other. They sponsor the pins and the palms and the things. You can't get angry at it. You can't get angry at the Arab man. But we allow him in there. See an Arab walk on, see an Arab walk on this line. Why? Because he can walk in the white world just as well as he can walk in the black and get over. So you can't look at these mishaps that we allow. What we can do is try to get our own. You know? Don't, if you're still looking for 40 acres and a mule, man, that was a dream. That was one of the biggest dreams European man sold black men. They still looking for 40 acres and a land. Ain't gonna live. Ain't gonna happen.
There's another thing. They have what they call, not the World Bank, they have another bank. That's the international, the so-called people are allowed to, but they have eight. It starts out as a bank for women and what they call third world countries to make money to build businesses and they can, doing craft work or whatever they can borrow money. In South Africa, Asia, Europe, countries, they do it. Now it's being opened up, so-called into people who have come in from other countries, who are here doing business, they can borrow into that business or they can get more business. Small, it's $2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000
Give them 15,000 when they first get off the plane. Family of 5 car, they all got close to $100,000 to start up. As soon as they hit the they get diesel.
It's true, I know.
It's true, when they come from like, especially when they call refugees or whatever, people, Russians, when they come off the plane, they come from Russia, they land here, they give them $15,000 a head start-up money, from children on up, so family 10 come. They basically separate, and then they got all kind of different programs that come up, all that. And they go get on welfare. No Russian Jews do us wet. They got the same program, all black people gotta do wet. They gotta do these work programs, like work for their check, whatever. None of them do wet. They put them in special educational programs. So they got all kind of systems. I can tell you, Rockaway, I just said, I think re-education. That's why I'm trying to get the brothers in Rockaway involved now. They got a plan out there, something. They really doing a best job. They took all these lots, and they put houses on all the lots now. Rockaway is worth billions and billions of dollars now. And they bought this product, I don't know how you remember Rockaway, but they got a product called Edgemere. They brought the whole Edgemere, renamed it Ocean Bay, right? And what they do now, they implemented the law that's been there. If your child get caught in the hallway smoking weed or something, you evicted from that apartment. So they seasoned all the apartments. They made a plan. What they did was they let a flow of drugs came into Rockaway. It's pure drugs. Nobody knew how it got there. And they let all the drugs run wild for about 4 months. They targeted them and they had all of them under surveillance for like 5 months. They went to Edgemere and Rockaway. Edgemere arrested 90 in 1 day. Next week they went to Hamilton and arrested another 80 in 1 day. They swept all the major drug dealers, got them out, got all their families evicted out of there, and now they get ready to put the Arabs out of business too, because they took a block across the end where all the Arab stores at, and they bought the block and shut the stores down. Then they tore out a major supermarket down there over there. They get ready to put up a Kmart there, so the price is going to be so low, none of them little convenience stores going to be able to survive no more. And they doing this, so I'm trying to tell the brothers out, look, we got to get a foothold in this thing somehow. And not only that, it's construction work going on there, going to be going for the next 20 years. So all of us need to be having, some jobs to be plentiful. There's a few people step into it, you know, but not that many. Got one church to pastor, he's doing a great job, he's getting a lot of work, but there's not enough people step into the people tell, hold up. Y'all look at our community, y'all bringing millions and billions. We've been here for all our lives. We've got nothing out of it. So they doing some serious work, you know, and they organize. The beach used to be nothing but empty lots out there. For the past 20 years, all the lots are houses now. They put a major 3-story YMCA out there. They put a major building. And they, one block I was on, I was out in the summer, saw some balloons, right? And it shocked me when I see the housing block. First big houses, there was nothing but Chinese on this one block. I went 2 more blocks down, there was nothing but Arabs on the next 3 blocks. They got surveillance cameras, all this, and they're like, from here to across the street from the projects. And I was like, wow, they got whole new communities right up on our nose. We don't know nothing about it.
You know, when they were building Spike Lee Be Right Back, they built it off the sides. And when you walk down the sides, and down the Oscar, they had a block where they built all new houses there. But when they built the houses, a couple of guards, my league used to live down the block there. So we would go to his house one day, and we looked up and we saw Chinese welcome signs on every house. Then we found out what the thing did was the Duran Merchant Association brought the whole block and put in their merchants in there. And they built giant basements so that all the merchants could store all their supplies in there. So now they don't have to get warehouses going. But now I go through there, it look like they started to sell them off. I see 1 or 2 blacks living in the houses. But at that time, it was all Koreans. So what they do, they come as a group and look, okay, how can we do this? Yeah.
That's what you do.
When you learn that you can do things easier in a group than you can as an individual, you start looking for people with like minds. Okay, let's get together, let's do this. And what you find is just like it's easier for a man and a woman to live than it is for a man to live alone. That's the science of helpmate. Now you got somebody else splitting the bill. And that's a skill that I learned from watching a TV show called The Units. With JR, they had the whole family living in one house. Now the food bill is cheaper, the rent is cheaper, the light bill is cheaper because it's splitting it up. But when we do it as children, we can't wait to get to 17 to move out of the house. So we start to split our force of power at an early age. Instead of saying, such as, I have 9 sisters. Instead of all my 9 sisters moving into one house, split those bills, they got houses in different locations. So now their bills are high, their food bills are high, and now we have, the relatives are more spaced out. So now they don't look out for each other. So there's a lot to learn in unifying the family. When we unify our family, now we can buy a house. My mother did this little thing where she buy houses in the town she lives in. She has a little joke. She don't like the neighbors. So every time the house comes up for sale, she buys it. So now she don't have to worry about who moving in next door. So now when we go down there, she puts keys on the table next kid. You don't have to stay in hotels, you stay in houses. But now the adults stay in houses, and the children go in the hotel. So they can have surprises. But this is what we have to start doing, keeping our families together. And start, and I'll leave it after term community living, where I went to the bar on 116th Street. I walked in, I see a bunch of Africans in there. And they're all eating from this one big plate. And the brother said, brother, you eat lunch? I said, no, not yet. Sit down, I haven't seen it eat. I'm looking at it now, mind you, Africans do this thing where they use forks. That European part is still in there. You know, you dip your hand in there. Okay, it's cool if I sit here and I watch everybody wash their hands. Don't touch anything and then come back and sit down. I'm all right. As soon as you touch the doorknob, oh, wash your hands again. So I couldn't really get with it, but I understood the science of it. Brother, we chip in. We chip in and buy. It's a lot cheaper. Subways, they have a 12-foot veggie sandwich for 12-inch veggie sandwich for I think it's $4. So now every day me and my partner put up $2 together and we split that sandwich. As opposed to the $5 we were paying each to go get a separate sandwich. So all you have to do is think and you can save a lot of money if you're willing to team up with somebody. You get into that European island. No, I gotta look out for me. I gotta look out for you. Just wait for the building to raise and say, okay. Such as, my earth is something that I thought was unique. God has a store, he's selling water, but he didn't have a vehicle to get to the water to get it at a cheaper rate than he was getting it from somebody else.
That's my sister.
That's God. She gave God a ride to go get his water cheaper. So now that means he can sell. Exactly. In turn, he takes the acquisition to his side.
And the big thing about it was, just I used to get supplied from the store across the street, where they would buy their water from, I was getting it from them too. But they see me selling more water than they was, and they cut they said I'm gay. I can't get no more waters. And then all of a sudden, my sister come pulling up. Well, God, I did the math on it, this cost this one. Only thing it is a $2 difference. You know, so and now I'm PJ Brown. So I can do it. And I still sell more water than they do.
That community living, things together, home stuff, I know that it works when you have to do sacrifice. Because now a lot of us are very background, family, you get it. And you also got a subconscious thing about that whole opportunity. That's why when you do this conference, you don't want to be mashed up. We did that already. But at the same time, I tell people all the time, people be saying, well, some people see it as somebody pimping somebody. You know, why can't you just, as slaves? So if we need to get out of this hole again, we need to have somebody who understands that concept, teach it to us. And if they benefit more than us, at the time of teaching us that system, why is there a problem? Because people do have a problem with that. Because at times, people see people like Elijah Muhammad as a person who was a pimp. Well, he might have had that ideology, because know, we need to do more things that's gonna bring us together in unison so we can find out where, like you said. I don't mind. I told some people since on my job that I work for 85%. Me and you got a similar salary. Why are you living in an apartment paying that amount of rent to somebody who's going to charge you a whole lot of money and you trying to raise kids, early, why don't we gonna get together at our house? You have a four, I have a four. Our money be like, we have a lot more money. Because I live in a house, everybody chipping on like gas, if you chipping on the food, everybody chipping on cooking, cleaning, it's rotating from this person to that person, everybody knows their duties. And if you fail to do your duty, there were penalties.
You know something, man? We taught that. Yeah, no more. No, we taught that years ago. We taught that years ago. You know?
Even the girls had a house on 168. I lived there for a while. They did that there. It was done there. I lived there.
You understand? But you see, that's harmful. Because we strayed away from that tradition. You understand? We strayed away from that tradition. You understand? When we were living there, we didn't have our real problem. All the bills were paid, plenty of food in the house, but most of all, our children. Today, if my son don't know your son, and he get a beat in his feet, he gonna kill his own relative. Why? Because you don't know that.
You see, said something about when you invited me here, the last time I came here, right? It was the first time I felt a sense of family in the nation in a long time, dog. I was listening from the nation for a long time. When I seen y'all passing around the food, right? I was in shock. I was sitting there, I'm like, hold up. This is like, I remember like, wow, when you went to a community, okay, which place you went? Once you got in the area where the God was, you felt safe and content. And you brother would meet you, never seen you, would say peace, God. You would feel the love. Like now you say peace and brother, they like peace, but you don't feel no power, you don't feel no love, you know? And this is the first time when I came, I was like, you know, it's strange because I haven't felt that in a long time with Father the nation showing, you know what I mean, brother love.
You know why? You know why we preach the God? Listen, let me show you something. Right now, Jamila, we know where we came from. We're the three elders. We're the three elders here, right about now. And we still live that quality. And we restore that same quality amongst the brothers that we deal with. Now, let me show you something. We've been doing battles here. 3 years, 4 years now, Bob, you know? About 3 years. Let me show you something, Bob. We started out with the traditional setup or church style. Okay? And we learned from that, but we see we always have a family atmosphere. And we learned from it that if we keep using the traditional auditorium style, brothers will be up there and hold it. What that did was kind of break the family feeling amongst the folks because a lot of people have something to say. So me and the God discussed something one day. When we discussed, we were doing the site. Believe me, man, we had a whole lot of it.
Remember, God, they started with this one.
That's right. They started. And we carried it out. Open discussion. That's what it was. So when we used the site, we had a lot of them. No, they gonna work, they gonna work. Now we get, and we started the site with the kids in the same, then you gotta understand. Then my brother over there in the corner on the camera brought something to our attention. He said that when you stand up, sound, right, that means you start getting loud. So, came up with another conclusion that we sit down and open the valley and open discussion, but you couldn't stand up. Once we executed that, this is what we got. Our family thing. You understand? Everything is about fact finding and experience. Sound traveling speed 1,120 feet per second. Traveling on the coattail 186,000 miles per second. When you sit down and you discuss, like we discussed today, with settle, with calm, you understand, and the flow stays at one level to where we stand up and we get over and sound right. You understand? This here projects our family growth. And we've been doing it a year now before I was young, the disciple. Close to a year. And you know something? We come out this for you. And we come out with some beautiful. Instead of having somebody on the top. Go over here. Not only here, go out to the desert valley. Let me show you something. Universal Black Family really supports the desert support. You doing something out for a rock, need to set some of these places where our positive brothers doing something to emulate what you doing out here. You know what I'm saying? So when you start, let me show you something. When you start an organization, you don't want it to be an organization. You want it to be a family. Because when it's a family, you get things done. And that's what this is about. All right.
Yeah, we get ready to cut out, but before we do, please, bro, what name is Paul? What's your name? And your name, God? Chris. And I just speak like Chris. I think you with the God. Are you all from out here? Yeah. And actually, usually we have a lot of other people come from people on Persian, Yonkers. So maybe one day y'all might get together and ride back. So yeah, we usually meet in here. We start at the open house. Where you from out here? Let's stop.
You know this brother. We said peace to him the other day when we drove down Fulton Street. At the Marshall House. I didn't miss you a lot of times, so. Remember we said.
I got it.
Shoulder.